Hi folks, I'm Lonnie Johnson. Welcome back to my channel. I have an Encore 48-inch cut walk behind mower. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean the carburetor, show you how to take that off because it is running a little rough. So stick around and we'll take the carburetor off. But without further ado, let's get right into this. First thing I'm going to do is take this air filter cover off and take the air filter out. As you can see, these will come out very easily. It's real simple to just go ahead and remove the whole box. We'll go ahead and remove these two nuts. It takes 10 millimeter. And right here, don't forget you have an O-ring. You can take it off, put it out of the way. Now you have a hose back here that's attached and it should pull right out. What I'm going to do now is take this clamp and choke off the gas because I don't want no gas coming out. Now this whole thing will come off. Usually this will come off by itself, but it looks like the carburetor is going to come off with it. I'm going to take the screwdriver and try and separate this from the carburetor. There's a gasket in there, but I don't want this to come off with the carburetor. I want it to come off separately. So I'm going to put this in here, and there we go. Separate this from the carburetor. And this should come off. See if I can get it here. It's separated a little bit. I want to hold the carburetor back. Just kind of pull this off. There it is. And this should come right off by itself. As you can see, it's got these spacers right there. And it's got this gasket on there. So try and be careful. I'm going to go out here and we'll pull the carburetor out. I'm going to take this clamp right here. I'm going to take it loose. I'm going to remove this hose. Now if your hose is kind of stuck, just take your pliers, put it on there gently and twist it to get it broke loose. Then you take a screwdriver, put it in there and just pry it. See if I can get this in there. Just like so. A little gas might come out of it because of the gas that's inside the line there. Now what I'm going to do is pull this forward. Be careful because you got spacers back here as well. Don't let them come off and fall to the ground. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this spring right here out. If I can get it here. It's in the same hole as this linkage right here. So there they both are. Now this one here, let's take it, and there we go. Carburetor's free. Now I go in there and start taking it apart and clean it up. But here is the sleeve. So you got these little sleeves on here. Be careful, you don't want to lose these. Goes right back in here. Here's one on this side too. This one's pretty stiff. It's on there pretty good. This one is not. Okay, that was how you take the carburetor off. Here's how you put it on. If you want to see how and what I cleaned out on that carburetor, check out my other video. Okay, go ahead and put your linkages up here. Get them orientated right, because that's how they're going to go on. Take your carburetor, make sure the fuel inlet is pointed toward the fuel line. Go ahead, tilt this, and go ahead and put this linkage in, just like that. Now go ahead, take this other linkage here. Oh, I dropped it. Put your spring in first. Just drop it in there. Makes it a lot easier. Now go ahead and hope the spring don't fall out. Yeah, we're going to have to put the linkage in first. We're going to have to put the spring in second because it looks like it might be missing a piece. So I'm just going to go ahead and drop it in there like so. Push it in there. Yeah, it looks like it's missing a piece, so I don't want to mess with it because these springs are easy to break. So I'm going to push it down in there and get it to stay. I'm going to have to fix that spring. I'm going to have to bend that spring around at the bottom to make sure it latches on properly. I'm going to take my hemostats. I'm just going to put a bend in it like so. See how it's crimped there? So it don't come back off. Now that I got that spring bent, I'm going to go ahead and take this linkage on the top back out. We'll go ahead and put this spring in first. There we go. Now the spring's in. Now I'm going to put the linkage in. There we go. Now it's all set up right. I'm going to go ahead and put this on. Now before I hook that gas line back up to that carburetor that I just cleaned, I'm going to drain this gas tank. Make sure there's no water or trash in it, even though it's got a filter on it. Okay, as you can see, I've drained the gas tank. In a couple hours, if it has water in the gas, it will all show up at the bottom of this 1 gallon clear jug. So we'll look at that in a couple hours and see what it looks like. Now I'll go ahead and put on the gas line. This goes right here. It should just push on. I'll get my pliers and take this clamp and put it right there. Now I'll go ahead and stick this on there. Make sure that these are in there. If yours comes loose, this hose will go right inside here. It should just slide on. Make sure it's lined up right here. Now I'll go ahead and put the 2 bolts right here. Snug it down. Remember, those take a 10mm wrench or socket. Now I'll go ahead and put the gasket on here. Kind of press it down in there. It may not fit real good. You might have to hold it in place for a minute while you get the rest of it on there. See how that pops out? You can actually put some grease in there also to hold it in place. I'm going to try and do this without the grease. I'm just going to take the bottom, put it on there like so, hold this in place, and get it right there over those holes. There we go. Now it's in there. Now I can put the top on there. Let's hold this down in place. There we go. Lash these down. I got a filter on order, so I'm going to put a filter in it when it comes in. Okay, it's been a while, and there's no water in the bottom of this 1 gallon jug, so the gas had no water in it. This gas also has Sta-Bil in it, and it is 93 octane. I'm going to go ahead and put it back in the mower. Okay, now before I start this, I need to make sure that this is not engaged, because this is the belts underneath there. If this is pulled out, it's engaged and it will be really hard to start, or pull the string rather. Now there's no gas in the filter, so I'm going to pull it a couple times. I'm going to put the choke on. If it don't start, I'm going to take this off and spray some gas in the carburetor, because there is no gas anywhere from the filter to the carburetor. And let's see what happens. Now we got gas coming into the filter. So I'm going to go ahead and take this off. And I'm going to put gas in the carburetor just to get it to primed. This here is pre-mixed. I use it for my chainsaw, but it'll work really well in small equipment because it's oil based. Now this thing should start and it'll probably die because it's still trying to get gas into the system. Okay, we know it starts, we know it runs. I hope this helps. Like, comment, subscribe, share with friends. Thanks for watching.